Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Counselor University. My name once again is Emeni Ifeanyi. I'm the best at what I do. What do I do best? I'm the best at driving forward the mission of Counselor University, which is to make organizations like you, African businesses, profitable and sustainable. Today we are going to be discussing an issue which I've titled, How to Make Your Business Great. We know that a lot of you who are Africans want to make your business bigger than it is today, more profitable than it is today, and more sustainable than it is today. So we're going to be looking at sharing with you and discussing some strategies that, if you can implement in your business, can help you become more profitable and sustainable. Now, at the end of this program, we'll be giving you some assignment which will expect some feedback from you, so we can actually analyze to know if what we thought could actually fit into your business and help you grow. And if there are other areas that you feel that we need to work with you to actually help to nurture your business in its growth, you now give us in your feedback as you answer the questions at the end of this program. Now, what does it take to make an African business great? For a young business African entrepreneur, what are the steps that he or she needs to take? What are the first steps that if I start in my business, or if you start in your business, can help that business actually pick up and grow rapidly? What are the accelerators that needs to come into your business? The first point we'll be looking at is something we've titled, Set Minimum Operating Standards for Input and Output. Now, this is very important. What this means is essentially is that once you are starting your business and you want it to grow and become great, there are standards you must set for yourself. For instance, if you take a Coca-Cola now and you taste it, there is a taste you get from Coca-Cola, you say, no, this is a fake Coca-Cola. Because people there have set minimum standards that say, in our product, these are the minimum standards we expect from our customers. Recently, one of our clients had to ask one of our people to leave. And the reason why this person had to leave was that they have set minimum standards in the organization. They have said, we don't tolerate violence in our organization. Now, one of the people violated this thing by fighting with one of the other people, and they had to ask that person to go. It's because these are minimum standards that this organization has set and said, anything below this standard, we will not take it. For you also, you need to actually set minimum standard. And this is very critical when you are bringing new people into your system. And it's such that you can stay anywhere in the world and say, when they are told that something like this happened in your organization, you can say it's not possible. Minimum standards are the things that bring in best practices into an organization. It means that when you have set minimum standards, there are certain excuses your people cannot give to you because they know that these are the standards we expect from this particular place. For instance, at Counselor University, we set a minimum standard that for each of our students, we'll give them a weekly call. And for each staff that work in our organization, you know that once you have an assigned student given to you, that you must call this student. Those are our input that we put into our organization. Our minimum standards have helped us to ensure that the quality of our output is very high. And that also comes to your output, the product and services you send out to your customers. You know, with the advent of wonderful marketing strategies, most people are now shipping out substandard products. Most people are shipping out products that they too can use and products they know that go below the standard. If in health industry, for instance, standards are set for food products or food products that we consume, why don't you think that is important in your own industry, even if there's no standard, for you to set a minimum standard for the product you send out to your customers? What this does for you is that people can say when they encounter a particular product that bears your name, that goes below a particular standard, they say, no, this cannot come from these people. Let's say I mention a brand like Toyota, for instance, and I say low quality. In your mind, you cannot relate it together because you know that when a brand like Toyota is mentioned, what comes to your mind is high quality and economy. The same has to be with your own business. There are minimum standards you need to tell yourself in this organization. No matter how much we are pressed, we can't go below this particular standard. That is the first thing you need to do for you to be able to build a great business. The next thing you also need to do is that you need to build a thinking organization. Now, what does this mean? I've come to realize that in a lot of organizations I work with, for instance, most of the ideas normally come from the CEO. Most of the ideas normally come from the top echelon of the corporation. But I've come to see organizations where best ideas came from people at the lower rung of the ladder. It's important for you to start to build thinking organization. And how do you do this? The first step is to always ensure that you have at least once a month or once a week meeting with your people. And in this meeting, your key priority is to listen to your people. And now, which means, but you need to understand that most times your people will not actually come up with the answers you expect from them unless you actually learn to ask questions. It means that as a business leader in Africa who is planning to grow his business to become a great business, you must learn to master the art of asking questions. Meaning, asking open-ended questions. Questions that you don't expect a yes or no answer from. So, for instance, we say we do this presentation. And after this, before we send it out to you, we sit down to analyze it and we ask our people, what do you think? How can we improve this? We don't ask them, is this good or is it bad? Because anybody may maybe to please you say, okay, it's good. But if you say, what do you think? That opens them up to bring your opinions that can actually help your business to grow. We have had wonderful ideas in our organizations that came from people that you will not actually expect ideas to come from. That is why for you, it's very critical that you start to build thinking organization. And that is also why it's important for you. When somebody has come out to think outside the box and go out of his way to do something, you actually appreciate the person. It means, though you have procedures for carrying out everything in your organization, you need to ensure that people can actually, when they see ways of improving your operation, can actually test the waters to see, is this area an area we can improve in? If you start to test the waters and they see that this thing is better, you can now say, okay, it is better for us to do this thing this way and actually grow. Now, one of the things that I think an organization will do for you is that there are things that are actually working very well. But for it to grow, somebody in your organization needs to sit down, take it apart, and say, this is an area we need to grow up. For instance, if you remember the mobile phone, how it used to be like the size of my hand. But now, a mobile phone can be as tiny as this. What happened? People look at something that was working, sat down, broke it down, and tried to make it better. A thinking organization helps your organization to actually do things not to be constrained by the rules and regulation of your organization. Yes, they operate within the rules and regulations, but they don't wait for you to come up with ideas. They generate ideas and tell you, sir, this is what we've done. What do we do? How do we expand it? Now, in areas they have gone out of line, you say, don't do it like this, or it is like this. Actually confirm from me before you go further. But don't shut them down when they actually go out to try to generate new ideas. That is how you build a thinking organization. Another area in trying to make your business great is you need to work very hard to make your today better than your yesterday. Now, what does it mean? Any organization that is not getting better by the day, that organization will die. And the only way for you to be able to get better today is to make sure that your today is better than your yesterday. That is why you need to, at the end of each working day, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what did we do better today than we did yesterday? For instance, every morning I normally do about 20 push-ups. So when I was analyzing myself, I said, what is it that we did better today than yesterday? I said, okay, in the terms of push-up, I now increase my push-up from 20 to 21. So I can say in the area of push-ups and sit-ups, I have gone from doing a total of 50 to 51 push-ups and sit-ups. Now you can see that I can say, yes, by tomorrow I might try to push it to 52. But I can say that my yesterday in terms of my today in terms of exercise was better than my yesterday. The same thing applies to every area of your organization. If you have gone to look at the quality of videos we did a while back and look at it now, you can see a bit of difference in the quality we did of what we are bringing out. And for us to be able to do that for you is because we've sat down to ask ourselves, what were the things we did in shooting the videos yesterday that we want to improve on today? It's important for you to be able to do this. The first thing is that every day you need to sit down and ask yourself, what were the things that we did yesterday? At the end of each particular day, ask yourself, what are the things that we are doing today that we did better than yesterday? It's when you do this daily review at the end of your day that you can actually find areas that you wasted today. Because if your yesterday is better than your today, there's no way your tomorrow will actually be better than your today. So where you need to start from is analyzing your everything you did today. For instance, the average human being has about 8 to 12 working hours. Your question is, if you had 12 hours yesterday and you have 12 hours today, what are the things that you've done today that made your 12 hours today better than yesterday? And the starting point is, when you are beginning every day, you write out the series of things that you want to do. And it's in writing it out that you can compare your yesterday. Okay, these are the things I wrote out that I would do yesterday. And now, when you now write out the things that you want to do today, you can actually compare the two. So that out of the 10 things you wrote that you are going to do yesterday, that some which you did, and that when you look at it, when you are now setting out today's goal, you say, okay, I did 5 things yesterday that actually helped to improve my business. Today I'm going to do 6 things. That way you are ensuring that you are actually growing and growing every day. Maybe, for instance, yesterday you read about 2 pages of a book. Today you can say, okay, let me do 3. Maybe yesterday you listened to a 30 minutes audio message. Today you can say, let me do 60. That way your business will actually be growing. Now, maybe yesterday too, you say, okay, today I'll socialize with 2 of my people because I didn't do yesterday. That way you are building relationship. You can say, maybe yesterday I did not actually work with my customers. Today I'm actually going to do it. It's by this daily review and cross-checking your yesterday with your today is what will make your business to actually be moving further. Because at any particular point you are checking and cross-checking, and that way you're ensuring that your business is going forward. That is why in vehicles you have rear mirrors. Rear mirrors help you to compare what is happening at your back with what you are doing presently. Now, the next area you need to also now consider in building a great business is planning your tomorrow to better than your today. Now, we've just talked about what you need to do with your yesterday to make it so that your today can actually be better than your yesterday. But in growing, in moving forward, what you need to do is that every day you need to plan your tomorrow to be better than your today. It's by planning your tomorrow to be better than today that your organization can actually have a strategic plan, a strategic direction that is tailored towards success. Now, every aircraft, every ship that leaves a port has a particular destination that is going to. Now, the pilot in the plane starts to plan towards arrival at his destination, which means he starts to set all the equipment in his plane to take him, once the plane lifts off, to get to that particular destination. Without planning, without preparation, that plane will never end up where the pilot were intending to go to. It's important for you too. If you want to get to your destination, the goal you have set for your business, your strategic objective, the mission and the vision you've seen for that your business, one of the most important things you need to do is to plan your today, your tomorrow to be better than your today. Meaning that if you have looked at the things you did today, you now need to plan tomorrow and say, these are the things I'm going to do tomorrow so that it will be better than today. It's by this planning of tomorrow that every successful organization has been able to transit from where they are to make a quantum leap. Meaning that instead of making arithmetic progression of 1, 2, 3, they do geometric progression of going from 1, 3, 7, 10, 100, 200. For you to be able to make that quantum leap in your business, you need to ensure that the planning stages of your business are done in the right way. This is very critical for organizations like yours, because most African businesses are suffering because we fail to plan for our tomorrow. Without proper planning, without proper structuring of your tomorrow, there's no way you won't repeat the mistakes of today tomorrow. The objective of planning for tomorrow is such that the mistakes you made today, you don't repeat them tomorrow. And your business can actually now learn from its mistakes of today and move ahead tomorrow. It's by planning that your people will know that the mistakes that they did yesterday, they are not expected to repeat it. Because in planning, you say, okay, yesterday we did this, it didn't work. So tomorrow, these are the things we need to do. Planning for your tomorrow helps you to eliminate the mistake that you have made, instead of just moving into tomorrow and repeating the mistakes of today next tomorrow. But if you have set down, these are the things we need to do tomorrow, you have automatically eliminated the mistake you made today. So that by tomorrow, you are actually working with more like a clean list. You know, there was a parable that Jesus once gave about a fisherman who goes out to fish, and he casts out the net into the fish and brings good and bad fish. He now sees out to sort out the good from the bad, and puts the good in his basket and throws away the bad. The same applies to you. Your tomorrow has to be such that you have looked at the good of your today, you've taken out the bad and pushed it good to tomorrow, so that everything you do tomorrow will actually be better than what you are doing today. These are the things that make great organization better. And these are some of the things that you need to also start to do in order to move your business from where it is to where you want it to be. Most importantly, for you to be able to do all the things that we've talked about now is for you to ask yourself certain questions, and which are what I want to ask you now. And I expect some feedback from you. Now, we expect you please kindly send us an email on our website, on our email at corporate info@counseloruniversity.com, info@counseloruniversity.com, or just comment on our website or on the YouTube page or wherever you're watching this video from, so that we can actually work with you to see how we can help your business. So the first question is, we've talked with you and we share some ideas with you now. In what areas do you think that your today was actually better than your yesterday? In what way do you think that your today was better than your yesterday? And what plans are you going to do now to ensure that your tomorrow is better than your today? What are the plans you are going to do now? The second question, to ensure that your tomorrow are going to be better than your today, which means what are the mistakes that you realize you have made today? Because your planning has to take away all the mistakes you made today. So what are the mistakes you realize you made today? The next one is how are you going to now make your business a thinking organization? What are the ways you have been restricting your people from actually bringing in new ideas into your business? What are the areas you have, what are the personal things that you have been doing? Maybe it's your attitude. List the attitude you think that you have, or you can actually ask your people, what are the things that they feel that if you stop doing, your business can actually grow forward? You need to do that, so that we need to know some of those things to see if those are the qualities of a great leader who can build a great organization. And what are the minimum standards you need to set for your organization? The quality of your products. We want you to tell us what are the minimum standards you have set for your product. You say, henceforth, our product will never go below this standard. And what are the minimum standards you expect from your people? What are the minimum level of intellect you expect your people to bring into the game? And because all these things is what they bring in that should actually determine the amount you pay them. But before then, the minimum standard helps you to say, these are the people who can bring into our organization, these are the people who will take out. So what are the minimum standards you expect from your people, and what are the minimum standards you expect from everything that goes from out of your organization? For instance, you can say our minimum standard is that any mail we send out will not contain any error. That way you are showing yourself as an organization of excellence. So we expect your feedback on this, and as we hope to get back to you. Now, like you know, we invite you to sign up to one of our program, our executive development program, which we are currently giving out for free for people like you. And what this program entails is that we walk you through the steps of making you a top business executive, making your people a top business executive. And we normally suggest register with your group of people or with your team members, so that we can actually work together with you and just nurture you together to actually, so that all of you can actually be top business executive. The way it works is that once you have registered at info@counseloruniversity.com, info@counseloruniversity.com, once you have registered your organization and the name of the people that work with you, now we'll call you and discuss with you what are your challenges. Now we have courses that we've designed for people like you, and we'll now give you the videos of these courses, and we'll establish a WhatsApp group with us and you, where we share the ideas that we expect to work with in moving your business forward. That way, at the end of at least 30 days, you can see some very good changes in your business. To hear from you. So expect to hear from you at 080-2362-2171, or send us an email, or follow us on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on YouTube, or just visit Counselor University to get more videos of what we've done and how we can help organizations like yours grow and actually help you to build your career. Thank you once again for watching us at Counselor University, as we hope to see you next week for our next video.